Welcome everyone to the Road to Kona episode number 1. Here we go. Between now and that second Saturday in October when the Ironman World Championship 2022 takes place, I'll be posting a lot of information about the race, how to train for it, also thoughts on what I have about just different things going on that are feeding into that race that might affect it, and also have some interviews with some of the athletes who are probably going to be the top contenders. Should be a really cool series. I'm looking forward to it. The biggest thing that I have to talk about today really is the fact that it's going to be a 2-day race format. The women and part of some of the men's age groups will be racing on Thursday, and then the rest of the men's age groups and the pro men will be racing on
Saturday.
It's going to be a pretty cool format, I think. Obviously, for the pro women, it will probably give them a much better race format in the sense that they're going to have a little more time on their own where they're not affected by other athletes. For the men, they're always out in front anyway, so it kind of doesn't really matter for the pro men. But there's going to be some drawbacks. First of all, 2 days of racing, that extends a lot of people's trips in the sense that if you have a man and a woman racing, men's race, women's race going on, you're going to have to get there a little bit earlier. Everybody actually is going to have to get there earlier because a lot of things are pushed 2 days in advance, but that's kind of a minor thing. Housing could be a challenge. I'm already having athletes that I coach saying, hey, do you know anywhere that I can stay because everything seems to be filled and I can't find a place to stay. But the piece that I'm concerned about is how the 2-day format, 2 Ironman races, 2 full Ironman distance races in 3 days is going to affect the population of the Big Island of Hawaii. We are guests when we go there. We don't own that place. We are welcomed there by most of the people most of the time. With a 2-day format, I have heard grumblings from those who live there that they're not happy about it. Their island is going to be shut down for a couple days. And a lot of people say, well, come on, it's going to be exciting. Maybe it will be. 70.3 when it went to a 2-day format, it was exciting to have the women on one day, the men the next day. 2 full Ironman distance races in 3 days, that might be a different challenge. And I look at things from the long term. I've always thought about this. In my career, I tried to make decisions for today that would set something positive for many years to come. Yes, a lot of people will be able to do the race this year. What about 2023? Andrew Messick in St. George at the Ironman 2021 World Championship commented that there's a strong chance that they will be doing the 2-day format next year, a decision that sounds like they've kind of been saying is going to happen even before they see how it works this year. I'm concerned about the people who live on that island. I don't want to alienate them. Our sport is great. Ironman is great. That's a big ask, having 2 days of full Ironman distance racing out of 3 days. Let's just hope that it turns out to be really cool, that it's really amazing, and everybody goes, wow, that was awesome. If that is not what happens, if the locals in Kona on the Big Island do not like it, that taints our reputation, that taints the sport's reputation, that taints Ironman's reputation. I'm sure Ironman is doing everything they can to try to bring people in support of it. I hope it works. I look at things from the long term. Would it be the best to have 2 days of racing from here on out in Hawaii, in Kona, on the Big Island? We really won't know until this year's race is done. Let's try to make it as positive as we can and hope that it's embraced. Road to Kona, everybody. Stay tuned. There's so much going on in my mind that I want to talk about in terms of this race this year. Once a week, you're going to be able to hear it.